Good morning, everyone. I tried to make a video to try to show you how this clip, this new, well, it's not new, but the tripod that I'm using that I was trying to tell you about yesterday. And I actually made a video and then I turned around and messed around and hit the off button and didn't realize it. So anyway, it's going to have to be another time, probably on another phone, because I was trying to do it on the same phone that I'm on right now. But anyway, how y'all doing this Sunday morning? I'm doing fine. I done got up, took my trash out and everything, and my daughter gave me some filet mignon, y'all, yesterday. Yeah, she brought it over to me, so I'm gonna have that for dinner, even though I never cooked filet mignon before. She has cooked it, all the time. She's always talking about filet mignon. And then, $25 a pound or something like that. I forgot. But the old girl right here, this one right here, has never, ever cooked any filet mignon. I've heard about it, but I never cooked it. But anyway, yesterday we had a great time. I we were supposed to been going shopping, okay? Well, we did not go shopping at all. We ended up, this was all her plans. We spent the whole afternoon together, which was fine with me. But I was getting a little tired on the end, because matter of fact, when she had called me, I was already in bed getting ready to take me a nap. You know how sometimes I go back to bed in the morning. And so this is where I was. I was in bed talking to her. But then, when she had this brainstorm about going to breakfast, I said, well, let me jump up out of the bed. And jump up out of the bed I did. And I hurried in and got dressed. Well, I made a video yesterday about waiting for her. But anyway, we ended up going to get some fish. We had fish and chips instead of breakfast. Which the fish was, it was all right, but it's, I've had better. I told it didn't taste fishy enough for me. We got it from a place called D'Amato's on up here in on that same strip that I'm always talking about, but it's way down. It's way down, further than say Burger King and McDonald's. It's way down that other end. And so we went there. And then after that, my daughter hadn't seen my new great grandson yet. And we went out to her house. No, first we went out to my other daughter's house. We went to her house to see her and her daughter and her grandchildren. We just went visiting. And we were just out for all afternoon. I finally got back home. It was after 5 o'clock. So we was out for a good, I would say, 4 hours or so. Yeah. But I enjoyed the afternoon. It felt good to get out. But like I said, I was getting a little weary and then I was getting a little tired, because the whole day had gone by and I hadn't got any sleep the night before. So it's like having been up all night and all day. And then when I came home, what did I do when I came home? Oh, I had some tuna and crackers because by this time I'm hungry again. The fish is gone because I didn't eat that much fish. But anyway, so I had some tuna and crackers, and I laid down before 6 o'clock. It was around 6, but I think it was a little bit before 6. And when I woke up again, y'all, it was about 10:30 or 10:45 p.m. I was like, wow, I didn't think I was going to sleep that long. I didn't know I was going to sleep that long. I thought I was going to maybe catch a couple hours and then I'd be up, again. Wow, I was surprised, but I woke up refreshed. And I stayed up for another, maybe after I got up, I stayed up maybe another couple of hours and then I was ready for bed again. And I slept again for, pretty good long time. And I got up this morning around 7:30. But actually, I've been awake since about 7. Because got up, had breakfast, took my trash out. And my daughter had nerve to bring me some more bottles. I don't even know if I can even cash those bottles in, at Stop and Shop. I got to ask her. She got like a lot of What kind of bottles are these? Let me see, because I didn't even look in the bag. She got like vitamin water bottles. I don't know. I don't see. I don't want any now. I don't know if Stop and Shop will even take these. I don't know. And then she's got vitamin water bottles. I don't know if I can cash these in or not. I was gonna put them on the street, but it's a little late to put them on the street now. Usually people come around and check bottles, pick up bottles early, early in the morning. And then they get a check. Some people get a check Monday. That's when the money, I know that's when I get my Social Security. It's on the first third of the month. And so I think a lot of people around here, they probably don't want to pick up no bottles. So, it's like she brought me some trash. I got to ask her, can I take these bottles back to Stop and Shop? I don't know. I really don't know. But we shall see, y'all. I think it's about probably a couple of bucks. It's about $2. So between my bag and her bag, that $2, I probably got about $10 worth of bottles there. Yeah. And thank goodness I don't have any appointments until next week. So I'm good for a whole week. I got a whole week to labbygab, y'all. I'm gonna do whatsoever without no interference from go to this appointment, go to that appointment, do this, do that, do third. Yeah. I don't even know what the appointments are. I think I got to go. My foot doctor is definitely one I'm going to. I don't know about the other one. I forgot where the other one was. And then the inspectors are supposed to come. This got to be fixed. This leak up here. The guy came that following day after the inspectors had came. But I was on my way out. And he says, I said, you going to fix this today? And, because I wasn't expecting them. They have a tendency to come to your house and you're not even expecting maintenance or anything. They don't foretell you, that or call you or nothing to let you know. They just come to your door. I'm like, who the heck is this? Because I was getting ready to go out. And so he came in and he looked at it and he told me what he had to do. He says, well, I got to fix this. He says, because, the inspectors, so it can pass inspection. Just scrape that off and paint over it, he said. I said, well, I'm on my way out. He said, well, I can either do it today or I can come back Monday. Okay, Monday has came and passed and he hasn't been here at all. I ain't called him. They ain't called me. They ain't come to the door. Not that I know of, I got sleep apnea, so, sometimes I might be out like a light. There's no telling. And so, but they do have a pass key. And I told them before, for something like this, you can come in, So I'm going to call them first thing in the morning. That's the only thing that I got to do. Like I said before, I don't, like people in my house when I'm not here. I don't like that. Yeah. Because I feel like they're nosing around. I'll never forget the time that I think this maintenance guy thought that I wasn't home. I wasn't living in this apartment. I had an apartment, my other apartment had an upstairs and a downstairs. And my bedroom was upstairs. And across the hall from me, I had another bedroom, 2 bedrooms. And then as you come up the stairs, you're facing like the bath. I had a full bath upstairs and a half bath downstairs. And so when you come into my upstairs, I'm in the bedroom on the right, and then the bedroom on the left is right across from me. And the bathroom is sort of in the middle there as you come up the stairs. And now there was a problem that I was having in the bathroom. Apparently he might have rang the doorbell, but I ain't hear, I have a tendency of not hearing nothing. And I heard a click. Now I was asleep, but I heard a click in the bedroom to the bedroom door across the hall. I said, hey, who's in here? And he says, it's me. He called his name. He said, it's me, Ms. McKeever. But I'm saying to myself, he said, I just came up here to do something in the bathroom. I forgot what it was in the bathroom. That was a leak or something in the bathtub or something. So why was he looking in the bedroom? That bedroom door was closed. I always kept that bedroom door closed because at that time, nobody stayed here in this two-bedroom apartment except me for 10 years. You know, I had people stay overnight or something like that, but at this particular day, nobody was in that room at all. And he had no business even opening that door. Why is he opening that door? The problem is in the bathroom. And you know, these maintenance guys, they know these apartments like the back of their hands because they've been in and out of all of them. They know the layout. They know everything. Yeah. And so I'm like, what is he? I didn't even ask him. Matter of fact, I didn't even get up out of the bed. I just know he identifies himself. He told me what his name was, which I recognized him. He since don't work here anymore. As a matter of fact, I heard that he went in business for himself or something. But I'm just saying, I just don't like that. I like being home so I can look up my own stuff. That's why, you know, like when I had my floors done, you know, sometimes you don't know if you missed something until way later. It might be something small, but then you'll miss it way later. You know, after sometimes even months go by, or a year might go by, and then all of a sudden you think, well, where is so and so and so? Just like I forget what's in my closet half the time. I still don't know half the stuff that's in my closet. I was looking for a shirt the other day that I still don't know where it's at, but I know it's in that closet somewhere. And I just don't want to take the time to look for it. But you know, I'm like I said, I'm gonna just give them a call in the morning and see what time they can come over here to fix the situation. Yeah. So I know I'm boring, but give me a thumb me up anyway, just because. Thumb me up if I'm boring. Put a Put a B in the comments if you think I was boring, and put an O in the comments if you thought I was doing okay. How about that? Give me a rating. Rate me. Let me know what I'm doing here. You know? And on that note, I think I'm getting ready to do. I think my filet mignon might be thawed out already. Yeah, she bought me the little, them little, some people don't know what it look like, but they like a little round pieces of beef. But I think it's like the best part. What they call that? Like the pork. What's the pork loin? It must be the loin or something. The better part of beef. That's what it is. That's the best way I can describe it. Yeah, the rich man's one of the rich man's, you know, things. She buys it every now and then, So, well, I hear her talking about filet mignon, go to dinner, filet mignon. Okay, I guess she just decided out of the blue, let me give my mother some. Which I'm glad to try it. I said, well, how should I cook it? She said, you cook it just like you cook beef or something like that, steak. So I'm going to see if I can sort of sear it in my little frying pan and put some onions in there and then make a little gravy like and just maybe cook some rice on the side. And that'll be dinner for Sunday. Dinner for one, you know. As a matter of fact, that's what I'm going to make my next channel when I get ready. It's like, it's going to be cooking for one. It's not as easy as you think, yeah. You need to try it. Well, if you live alone, you know what I'm talking about. Especially us elderly people that live alone, they know exactly what I'm talking about. And sometimes when you overcook for one, you end up throwing quite a bit of food away. Yeah, you realize that I'm not talking about how my tripod keeps going up and down. It's stabilized, y'all. I can take it and move it over here. I can even clamp it onto my walker. I can clamp this thing as long as I can get about that much space. That's how much, clamp that I can do, and I screw it down until it tightens up. I can clamp it on my table, this little table right over here that the TV is sitting on. Coffee table. Actually, that's the coffee table that's sitting over there. And as a matter of fact, I can clamp it on top of that TV because my TV is about that thick. But I ain't going that far. But I'm just saying, this is, it's workable. It's doable for me. As a matter of fact, when I get ready to go outside, I don't know if I'll be able to clamp this onto the ledge of that porch or not. But when I clean my porch, I'll see if I can take y'all out there with me when I clean my porch. When you got a traveling tripod, you in business. I probably could clamp this on my scooter. I be going places. I be doing things. But the only thing is about, when you're trying to videotape when you're going out, you got to try to make sure you don't get people in there. You don't want nobody in there that don't know that they are being recorded, especially the faces of people, And so if I'm riding down the street, if I'm just riding and there's nobody there, that is okay. But like I said, it's the problem with the people. I don't want to do that. But I could clamp that right on my scooter, right on the handlebar, of my scooter, and just ride around and videotape. I sure can. With this here, this thing can go. Let me see if I can show you how far up it can go. If I can do it without, it goes farther than this. Up. Now it's stretched, but it's you got to have a little muscle to sort of, do it and do it right. You got to have some know-how. See, now I'm way down. I'm further down now. See, I'm right here. I'm eyeball to eyeball level with you. But before, I was a little up like that. I don't know if you can tell the difference. But I'm going to show it to you. I might post that little video. It depends on how long it was, when I was trying to show you how it was, how it looks and everything. I'm wondering, can I show you it on my other phone? Or maybe I'll go live and show it on my computer. But that computer just don't. Oh, well. Let me stop jibber-jabbing, y'all. I'm going to say a little prayer. And then I'm going to go to bed. And then wake up and cook my filet mignon. And on that note, have a great Sunday. And I'll see you again soon.